Good morning, this is Adaba FM Akura. It's another exciting edition of the program you've been waiting for, Make Ondo State Great. My name is Michael Akintunde and I say happy independence to all listening to us at this point in time. Again, our guest is the Director General, Make Ondo State Great Movement, Dr. Elumaru. Good morning to you, Dr.
Good morning, Mike, and good morning to our people in Ondo State. It's a pleasure to be on this table again today. Thank you.
Well, today we'll be talking about something vital. It's about that big event scheduled for November. Political gladiators are beginning to talk about it, trying to analyze, and of course, those who are not politicians are beginning to ask questions as to who should be given the opportunity to govern or to rule those states. It is about the gubernatorial election coming up, campaigns ongoing in some quarters. We've not seen the best of opposition parties in terms of campaigning on those states at the moment. But then we see, and we've been seeing a lot of individuals talking about the incumbent. Many are preaching continuity. Are there individuals who are not in support of the good work of Governor Lucky Orimiso Aiyedatiwa? I'll ask you, Dr. Lumaro. Ondo State Guberpool is near. At the moment, it seems campaigns is at a lower ebb. Do you agree?
Thank you, Mike. I'm so happy that you alluded to the fact that people are not campaigning. You know, this is one of the things we have been saying at the Make Ondo State Great movement. During elections, political parties are supposed to face the people with their manifesto, make proposals to the people. It's like marketing your ideas and your program for government. So the political parties, today we have 17 of them to contest this governorship election in November. This is the time they are supposed to romance the people and expose their ideas, explain their agenda, explain their programs to the people so that the people can make informed choice. But like you alluded to, nobody is campaigning. Nobody is campaigning. The party in power in Ondo State, the APC, is not campaigning. The biggest opposition party, so referred to, PDP, is doing very little. The other political parties, at best, we are not hearing them. So, sometimes I wonder what we have turned our own version of democracy to. It is today vote buying that people do. So the political parties have now devised a version of democracy for Nigeria where you ignore the people and wait till the date of election, open your war chest and roll out money and buy vote. And then what happens afterward? For the next 4 years, they ignore the people. They will then need to replenish the source of the fund spent on election and then settle their cronies who participated in that robbery. That was what the chairman of APC said after Edo election. Everybody saw what happened in Edo election. Like I said last week, the franchise exchange market that was in displace in Edo State. And party chairman for APC, the national chairman for APC, had now told Nigerians that they are coming to Ondo State to do the same. And so little surprise that nobody is campaigning. Little surprise that nobody is campaigning. And that is why we are trying the best we can to raise the consciousness of the people so that in Ondo State we have always been known for courage in Ondo State, we have always been known for justice. You know, the late Ganifa Weyimi was not referred to as a senior advocate of the people for nothing. So we are known for justice. We are known for courage. We are known to be bold enough to stand our ground. So I'm calling on the people, the Ondo State people, to refuse this suggestion of the APC national chairman that there will be no election in Ondo State in November, that they are coming to buy vote, that is what is going to happen.
Dr. Elumaro, the national chairman did not say he will be in Ondo State to buy votes. He never said to.
Mike, the generality of Nigerians saw what the APC did in Edo State. What the APC did in Edo State was to buy votes. And so if he had come...
PDP. Tell us what the PDP did in Edo.
PDP did the same thing, but don't forget, both the PDP and the APC are governing parties in the context of Edo election. So the PDP bought vote with the state, resources. The APC bought vote with federal resources. You know, they bought vote with federal resources, with federal government money. You see Olumide Akpata, that is not in government, you can see what happened, that he didn't buy vote. So at the end of the day, the money spent on vote buying is our money. Is the money that should be spent on education. Is the money that should be spent on social infrastructure. Is the money that should be spent on healthcare delivery for the people. Is the money that should be spent to alleviate the current suffering that people are facing across Nigeria, Ondo State inclusive. Families are finding it difficult to put food on the table for their children. Government is not intervening. Nobody is talking to us about how we will come out of this, doldrum we have found ourselves. Nobody is speaking about how to solve the problem of unemployment. Nobody is thinking about how to provide jobs. Nobody is thinking about how to grow the economy. Nobody is saying anything. Are we going to vote for nothing in November? Mike, if you listen, some of the senior cabinet members of Ayedatiwa are actually talking to us. Some of them are talking to us, and if you listen to them, you will weep for Ondo State. I'm listening. I'm with you.
Dr. Elumaro.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Dr. Elumaro.
I'm with you, Mike.
Okay, we'll try reconnect you. All right, you welcome back. Dr. Elumaro is back with us. You were talking about some senior cabinet members of Governor Loke Ayedatiwa.
Yes, Mike. I was saying before we lost the connection that some of the cabinet members are actually talking to us and complaining bitterly about the level of lack of direction in government. I'm speaking of sitting cabinet members. Like they identify with us and reached out to us to say we are the only voice for the people at the moment, and that the state will be doomed if Ayedatiwa returns. Because he doesn't provide leadership.
You're talking about cabinet members of this present government.
I'm talking about his cabinet members of his government.
That's shocking.
Yes, that will surprise everyone. Members of his government. Let me tell you something, Mike. Have you heard about the what do they call it? The smart city program, the smart city project. Have you heard about that? Because they want to allege that some of their cabinet members are not speaking to us. The state government is talking about a white elephant project they call Diaspora Smart City. According to them, the project is worth about $70 billion to create a diaspora smart city somewhere in Ilaje local government. I think Ayetoro area they said. No visibility studies have been done. There is no mapping, no location had been identified for the program. A cabinet member informed us that the government approved 50 million naira. Imagine a project that is worth over $70 billion. A government is approving 50 million naira for the takeoff. 50 million naira is less than 25,000 pounds anyway. 50 million naira for the takeoff. Guess what they did with the 50 million naira? The commissioner for green economy, what they call it, the commissioner for regional integration and diaspora relation, I think Boye Ologbese, and the commissioner for information and orientation, Wale Akinlosotu, they had a Zoom meeting with some Ondo State citizens in the UK. A Zoom meeting that was hosted on a free Zoom platform. That is what they spent 50 million naira to do. Everybody, the people that were said to have attended that Zoom meeting were no more than 20. Zoom meeting that we hold free of charge. Mike, have you not been holding Zoom meeting? We hold Zoom meeting every day. It's free. They spent 50 million naira to hold Zoom meetings with about 20 citizens of Ondo State resident in the UK. That was what they spent 50 million naira to do. And now, if a yeah,
how sure are you?
I am saying this information was provided by a member of the cabinet. If they say I am lying, they should come on air, they should come to the public and refute this. They should come and tell us they are not thinking, they have not been approving, the government have not approved the takeoff of the so-called diaspora smart city. They should tell us that the government does not approve, they should tell us that the government has not approved a sum of 50 million naira for the takeoff of a project that is said to work.
Dr. Numaro, perhaps you do not have the details of what the 50 million naira was approved for.
The 50 million naira was approved for the takeoff of the diaspora smart city, the project, the so-called diaspora smart city project. That is what it was approved for. The 50 million naira was spent on Zoom meeting. If Ologbese says we are lying, or Akinlosotu, if they say we are lying, they didn't hold that Zoom meeting, and they should come and tell us what they spent the 50 million naira on. So, Mike, when I told you that people from the cabinet are speaking to us and they are complaining bitterly about the level of incompetence, the lack of leadership, Ondo State face a serious future for the next 4 years. We have the opportunity now to avoid this impending doom. If we allow it, we will be back here on this table for the next 4 years and see what the government, that is in waiting for us.
Now, before we talk about other issues as regards the coming Guba polls, now that you did say that we have some members of the cabinet of Aida Tiwa that are not happy with the way funds are being mismanaged, why are they still in the cabinet? I've not heard any one of them resigning. Why are they still there?
That is a question for them to answer, Mike. Why are they in the cabinet in the first instance? Which is the same question that was the same question I asked. That was the same question I asked them. Why were they in the government in the first instance? And if they are not satisfied, like they are complaining, they know the right thing to do. Mike, we all know the right thing to do, but this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. People will continue to complain. You know, they will go behind you and complain, and they come behind, with you on your cabinet meeting and say, Your Excellency, you are the best governor in the world. But my point is, we must not allow Ondo State to face this predicament for the next 4 years. Mike, in the last governorship election in Ondo State, in 2020 governorship election, we had about over 1.8 million registered voters. 1.8 million registered voters. Only about 590,000 people came out to vote. Okay? We are speaking to those people who hold voters card, who are registered voters, to come out in this election, because either you come out or not, your children's education will be affected, your health will be affected. infrastructure. We are all in the state. We are all in the state. The 500,000 people who voted in 2020 election are not the only people who faced the government for the past 4 years. If we sit back in this election and we will not come out to make our voices heard, and like I have always said on this program, I'm not campaigning for any political party. I am saying people should stand against vote buying. Don't sell your vote. Even if you think you want to vote for Ayedatiwa, vote for him. Legitimately, and don't sell your vote. But if you think the government is not delivering for the people like we feel, and I particularly feel, which is why we are on this table, then look towards another political party that we can hold accountable. For example, I listen to my brother John Akimurele of I think YPP. He's talking about inclusion. I have listened to Agbola Ajayi. He's talking about some idea of economic rejuvenation in the state. I have listened to Mimiko, Abbas Mimiko. That guy is speaking massively about education and about health. So let us listen to these other candidates. Let us listen to them. Perhaps we can find one of them that we that will be the closest to our aspiration of the people. The government in power is not proposing anything. Mike, is that not surprising? Are we to sleepwalk into a blank government? He's not proposing anything. He's not talking about any program. There is no agenda on the table. It is about dancing in churches, dancing in parties, and singing some funny song up and down. Government is not comedy. The destiny.
Well, Dr. Lumaru, sorry, what exactly is wrong in dancing in churches?
Dancing and singing do not solve social problems. They do not solve social problems. We need agenda. We need manifesto. We need policies. We need programs. We need our candidate, the government to speak to us on those ideas. We need the government to speak to us. If you say you want to drive a vehicle, you won't bring a vehicle and ask me to jump into the vehicle and not telling me where you are driving me into. That is what we face now in Ondo State. Governor Ayedatiwa should tell us his direction for Ondo State for the next 4 years. Then let the people of Ondo State decide whether we are going that direction or we should look for an alternative direction. And Mike, again, one thing we must continue to speak against in this election is the fact that Governor Ayedatiwa is using state fund to prosecute election. Let me show you something I found recently. The chairman of the transition committee of Akure West LCDA, the chairman of the transition committee of Akure West LCDA recently was quoted to have appointed 28 PAs and SAs, and when he was paying them their September salary, he made a public display as if that was a project of the payment of salary to 28 if a transition committee and a constitutionally appointed transition committee chairman. The Supreme Court had said transition committees are illegal and unconstitutional. Ayedatiwa went ahead to appoint them. The guy now went ahead to appoint 28, and in that news report he said he will appoint 10 more, making 10-8 by the transition committee chairman. Mike, multiply that by the 18 local governments, multiply them again by the 33 LCDA to see what they are doing with our money in Ondo State. If each of them is now appointing 38 SA special advisors and PAs for transition committee, and look at the project he was showcasing that he has done in his local development area, it was billboard, campaign billboard for Ayedatiwa. That was what he paraded as project, and he told the aide that the only job description for them. The only reason is employing them, is appointing them, is to canvass vote for Ayedatiwa. It's in the news, it's in the open. Now, when I continue to say that all these appointments, the SA and SSAs and the transition committee in local government area and the unconstitutional LCDAs, when I said all these are electioneering machines, I have been saying this. One of them had now come to say he has nothing else to do in the transition committee, has been appointed to, and the aide that he has also appointed by himself, that their primary aim, their primary objective is to make Ayedatiwa win November election. Is that governance, Mike? Is that governance, Mike? We need a conversation. We need a conversation about campaign financing in Nigeria.
Okay, Dr. Numaro, we need to talk about a few other things before we say bye this morning on the program. Firstly, I'd like to ask, at any point, have you ever tried to reach out to Mr. Governor?
I don't need to reach out to Mr. Governor personally because I have no personal issue with him. I need to reach out to my government, and that is what I am doing. I don't need, Nigerians will want, government in Nigeria will want us to believe that government is a secret court. No, it's not a secret court. Nothing should be done in secret. I have no business reaching out. The way to reach out to my government is to speak to my government openly. Because I'm speaking for the people. I should not go behind the people to say something behind them. Mike, you remember that we have been saying this government has no plan, no agenda. They were forced to come out. I listened to their program about 2 weeks ago, that you will have hour on your platform on Adaba FM. Because they came and we responded to them, they ran away. They ran away. Last week I saw that you were playing music throughout last week. Because they did not come back. I was eager to listen to them because we need accountability. We need our government to speak to us. I was eager to listen to them last week. They ran away. And I know they will not come today. I'm looking forward to them surprising me. But you know why they will run away? The money did not come from their sweat. It is government money. And so we can waste it. So you can use government money to buy a program and abandon the program after the first edition. That is what Ayedatiwa knows how to do. That is what he does with our money. And that is why we are saying to the people, see, open your eyes. November election is only about 6 weeks away. All these rent sinkers, all these political hallelujah boys, we will be back here after November election. We will face the music together. If we close our eyes and sleepwalk into 4 years of Ayedatiwa doom, we will face the music together. So, about 2 million registered voters in Ondo State. Don't keep your voters card. Come out in November. Identify the candidate of your choice. Vote according to your conscience. Don't sell your vote. Vote according to your conscience so that you have the mouth to talk when the time comes to demand accountability from your government.
Dr. Lumaro, a few seconds ago, you said Ayedatiwa doom.
Yes.
I do not understand. Wait, I do not understand that. Are you a seer?
I am not a seer. Mike, Ayedatiwa is currently the governor. Our children have resumed schools. Ayedatiwa did not buy a single notebook or pen for any child in Ondo State. Our schools are dilapidated. Our hospitals are in deplorable state. Our roads are death trap. How else do you describe doom? 2 weeks ago, the federal government released 3 billion naira for ecological fund. Go to Ayetoro, there is sea caution in Ayetoro. Ayedatiwa, that is also Ilaje, his local government. Ayedatiwa is not saying anything about that 3 billion naira. Apart from that 3 billion naira, we have about already 650 million naira ecological fund that he has been collecting monthly, between January and now. The sea caution in Ayetoro, the only thing I have heard Ayedatiwa said is to say that, oh, I sympathize with you. Oh boy, you are sitting on a 3 billion naira from the federal government intended to be spent on ecological challenges. You have access to ecological fund on monthly basis. Is it only sorry you will say to your people? Would you not intervene? So, Mike, if this is not doom, how else would you define doom?
Are you saying this present administration in Ondo State is not responsive?
It is not responsive. It is not responsible. It is not responsible. It is only an irresponsible government that will see the people. How can you tell the people of Ayetoro that you sympathize with them when you are supposed to provide solution to the problem? Is it sympathy that will solve the problem? Is it sympathy?
That the incursions have been clear.
The incursion has been clear. You are telling me.
Have been clear.
You are telling me. Now you are telling me, and it's left for the people of Ayetoro to confirm that problem is being solved. So again, we are calling on our people, voters in Ondo State, don't keep your registered voters. Come out. If you don't come out, the destiny of the whole state, the destiny of our children will be sold. APC will come with their money bags and they will buy it. And the next thing you will see, in November, you will see you are here that you will go to Abuja, go and kneel down to President Tinubu to thank him. The same way the governor-elect of Edo State had gone to Abuja to go and kneel down. I wonder what we are turning politics to in Nigeria. If you vote Ayedatiwa again, your governor will be the next to go and kneel down in Abuja, and we will see it again.
Dr. Elumaro, thank you so very much for your time. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Next Wednesday, we'll be here again to discuss some other issues on the program.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. And thank our people across the state.
Well, Destination Point this morning on the program, making those state great. I've been speaking with the Director General of that movement, Dr. Elumaro. My name is Michael Akintunde. Bye now.